So today we are going to discuss about user management and tomorrow group management, right? Maximum will complete this chapter tomorrow. Right. Good. So please do the practical session. Almost we completed 7 chapters. Got it? So clear? Next. Coming to user management, we have few commands. Now we are going to discuss chapter wise commands. Then you can able to easily remember. It's not a big deal. So coming to user management, hardly 4 commands will have. So can you able to remember the 4 commands per day? Easily we can able to remember, right? Hardly 4 to 5 commands we are going to discuss every day. Clear, guys? So in user management, user add is a command to create a user. User mod is a command to modify a user. User del is a command to delete a user. Then password is a command to assign a password for user. Simple. Right, guys? Clear? In user management, we are going to use those 4 commands. So what is the use of users? To manage the resources in our operating system. So how to create the files with the help of user account. How to create the directories with the help of user account, right? Okay. So coming to Linux, we have 3 types of users. How many types of users will have in Linux? 3 types of users will have. Root user, okay, system user and normal user. Don't make anything. I'm trying to creating one table. According to that, I'm going to teach you peoples. So first of all, focus on it, concentrate here. What I'm trying to teaching, then I will give the time. This document also it's available in already Google Drive link. Clear? Got it, guys? So coming to users, user management, we are going to use only 4 commands: user add, user mod, user del, and password. That's it. Only 4 commands we are going to use in user management. So now in Linux, how many types of user accounts will have? 3 types of users will have: root user, system user, and normal user. Got it, guys? Root user, system user, and normal user. Got it? Right. Now, how to create the user? User add is a command to create a user, right? If you create the user, what kind of properties user it having, now we are going to discuss. For example, I am Imran. I am one user. What kind of properties I have? Okay, my height, my weight, those all my properties, right? And so my properties means, for example, my laptop, bag. So it will be coming under my properties. Yes, no. Like the same way, now, if you go to one user, what kind of properties that particular user it having, then how to identify the properties, from where we need to get those all stuff we are going to discuss now. Got it? So first property, username. Got it, guys? First property, username or login name. Whatever, if you want, you can write. If you want, you can write username. If you want, you can write login name. So how we are going to log in into our operating system? With the help of login name, right? So this is my laptop. I have the user called Imran. I'm using Imran's user to log in into my laptop. I hope you got it, guys. Imran is a user. We are trying to using to log in into my laptop, right? I'm going to use this user account to log in into my laptop. So it may be administrator, it may be normal user. That is a different story. Got it? So if you're providing the admin privileges, then you have the admin access, right? If you didn't provide, so there's a normal user, he have the restricted access, right? So first property is username. Next, password, PASSWD, okay? Password. Then UID, user identification number, right? So what is UID? Around we'll have more than 120 peoples in our classroom now, offline and online both, right? More than 120, 130 peoples will have, right? How the management they're trying to identifying you with the help of ID card, right? So Aadhaar card kaadu, ID card ikkada, right? So government they are going to identify you with the help of Aadhaar card, right? Coming to Naresh IT, right? Coming to Naresh IT, management, how they are going to identify you with the help of your ID card, it having the hologram. Yes, no. Whether you are a genuine person or not, you are belongs to Imran sir class or not, how they are going to identify using identification number. One unique identification number you'll have. With the help of this ID card, management they are allowing you to attend the Linux session. I hope you got it. That is user ID. Each and every user, it having one identification number. That is called user ID to identify the user. Simple. Then group ID, GID, group ID. For example, Naresh IT having two different branches. One is in Hyderabad, another one is in Vijayawada, right? So few people that belongs to Hyderabad branch and few people that belongs to Vijayawada branch, right guys? Okay. So now how we need to identify those peoples, whether they belongs to Hyderabad branch or Vijayawada branch, with the help of branch ID, right? Branch 1, branch 2, right? We are going to create one group. We are going to add the peoples into that particular group. For example, Hyderabad is a one group. Hyderabad Naresh IT is a one group. Then we are going to add those all the peoples into Hyderabad groups, Hyderabad peoples. Then we are going to create one more group in Vijayawada, Vijayawada Naresh IT, right? Then we are going to add the Vijayawada students into the Vijayawada group. I hope you got it, guys, right? That is group ID, right? In WhatsApp, you're going to create few groups, right? Family, friends, so staff. So you can create like colleagues, like these groups we are going to create, right? So we are going to add the peoples into that particular group to share the data a little bit quickly. Yes, no. Like the same way here also, we'll have the group ID. Right, guys? Remember, while you are trying to creating the user account, automatically one group it will be created, that is primary group. For example, we are trying to creating one user called student. Automatically student group it will create, that is primary group. By default, you'll get the along with the user ID, group ID also will get. That is primary group. I hope you got it, guys. What is group ID, right? So group ID, then comments, gases, whatever if you want, you can say. Comments means, so Imran sir is a good guy. Huh? So that is a comment, right? So no. So clear, guys. We are trying to providing some comments, right? So Naresh IT having good qualified faculties. So like this comments we can able to provide for Naresh IT. Yes. Yes, no. So like this, you can provide the comment to person. For example, one user, he's a HR. Then we are going to provide the comment call, he's a HR account like this. Okay, guys. So comments are gossips, whatever if you want, you can say, right? Then home directory. Home directory. Clear? Home directory. And finally, shell environment. How many fields will have, guys? Total 7 fields will have: username, password, UID, GID, comments, home directory, and shell environment. Got it? Total 7 fields will have. Coming to in our operating system, the very first user is root. Supreme user, super user, root user, whatever if you want you can say. Right? So first user is root. X indicates the password properties of root. This X, it will indicate password properties of root. Got it, guys? 0 is a UID, not GID. Okay. 0 is a UID, not O, 0. 0 is a UID and 0 is a GID. Got it, guys? Root is a username. X indicates the password properties of user root. 0 is a UID, user identification number. 0 is a group ID, group identification number. Comments by default will have for root only. Root only will have the comments for root user. What is a home directory of root user? /root, not home/root. Okay. Only /root, right? Then coming to shell environment, bin bash, interactive shell, login shell, whatever if you want you can say, right? So first user in RHEL 7.0, root. X indicates the password properties of root. 0 is a UID, 0 is a GID, root is a comments, right? Then /root is a home directory. Bin bash is a shell environment. So I hope you got it, guys, right? Next user, system user. Right, guys? System user. What is system user? Total 6, 7 will have, guys. Jay. क्या बोल रहा है 6 अभी इसके पहला right. So okay, so next system user. How many peoples you know about Windows little bit? I hope you know very well about Windows, right? No? Do you know how to watch the movies in Windows laptop? Don't know? నిజంగా ఇది అస్సలు నమ్మశక్యంగా లేదు అస్సలు. So clear, guys? Okay, so we have 2 different laptops. Both laptops having Windows operating system. Laptop A, laptop B. Okay, those both the laptops into one network, right? We established the network between those both the laptops. Now we need to share the data from laptop A to laptop B through network. How you are going to share the data from laptop A to laptop B? Through network. So we have one concept called share folder. We are going to create the folder. Right click on top of the folder. In properties, we'll have share option. Then we are going to create one share folder, right? So we are going to keep all the data inside the share folder. We are going to access the share folder from laptop A to laptop B through network. How? So we created one share folder into the laptop A, guys. Okay. Then we are trying to accessing this share folder from laptop A to laptop B. We need to log in into laptop B with the help of one user account. Then we'll have the network settings. Here you'll have the network. See here. Go a bit down. Here we'll have the network, right? So in this network, you'll get the share folder. I doesn't have anything here. Okay. So you'll get the share folder. If you try to access the share folder, it will ask username password. I hope you got it, guys. Which username and password we need to provide? Laptop A's username and password. That's it, na? We are trying to accessing the share folder services from one laptop to another laptop using one user account, right? That user, it will act like as a system user now. I hope you got it, guys. So what is the use of system user? To access the services. Share folder is a service. We are trying to accessing the share folder services from one mission to another mission using username and credentials. Now this user, it will act like as a system user. I hope you got it, guys. Like the same way, coming to Linux, we have system users. For example, Apache, FTP, okay, VSFTP, right, guys? Simple, guys. How many protocols will have? How many port numbers will have? 0 to 65535. Already we discussed, right? 0 to 6. లేం కనిపిస్తుంది, బుక్లో చూస్తే కనిపిస్తుంది. సో పైకి చూస్తే రాదు, ఎప్పుడైనా రాసుకుని చదివితే గుర్తొస్తుంది. ఏం పేరు మర్చిపోయినాను మీది? అక్షయ్, రైట్. Akshay Kumar, right? So clear. 0 to 65535 total port numbers. In that 1 to 1023 is reserve ports. 1024 to 65535 open ports. Yes, no? Very good, Jay. 1023, right? Yes, no? Right. So like the same way we'll have services, HTTP 80, FTP 21, DNS 53. So like this we'll have the port numbers for each and every service, right? Guys, I said before, I think 1 week before, if you try to installing the any service, 3 things it will happen. First, it will create one user account. It will create one home directory. It will create one configuration file. Yes, no? For example, if you're installing HTTP service, web service already we installed, right? So not here. In AWS, people's like you're trying to installing the web services, right? HTTP. So if you're trying to installing the HTTP, what will happen? 3 things it will happen. It will create one user account called Apache. It will create one home directory where www. Then one configuration file inside the etc. So here Apache is a user. It's a system user. And FTP is a user, right? SSHD is a one user, right? So if you install any service, automatically one user account it will create. The service related user is a system user. I hope you got it. We are going to access the services with the help of that user account. You are unable to log in. Right, guys? What is the use of system user? To access the services. Right? Next. So X indicates the password properties. Then, guys, user IDs, it will start from 1 to 499 in RHEL 6.0 and below versions. 6.0, 5.0, 4.0, 3.0 and 2.0 versions having 1 to 499. Right, guys? 1 to 499 by default. we can increase according to our requirement. This is default. 0 is a default for root from 1 to 499. Total 60,000, right? So 0 to 60,000, right? 0 is a root user. 1 to 499 for services. That means system users. If you install any service, automatically one user it will create. In between 1 to 499, it is going to assign one user ID. I hope you got it, guys. Clear? Next, like the same way, groups also, right? But coming to RHEL 7.0 onwards, RHEL 7.0 onwards, 1 to 999. In RHEL 7.0, 8.0, 9.0, all the versions, new versions. From 7.0 onwards, 1 to 999. In older versions, 1 to 499. Okay. How we'll have the user IDs? Like the same way we'll have group IDs also, guys. Right. 1 to 499. In RHEL 6.0 and older versions. Then 1 to 999 in RHEL 7.0 and above versions, right? RHEL 7.0 and 8.0, all the versions having 1 to 999. User IDs and group IDs are same. So coming to comments, Apache. Guys, this is not TVS Apache. Okay. This is Apache user. HTTP user account. Web server user account. Okay. So now home directory where www HTML. This is a home directory for Apache user. Got it? Then has been no login shell. This is non-interactive shell, guys. What is that? It's a non-interactive shell. Has been no login shell. Right? This is interactive. WinBash login shell. This is non-interactive shell. Has been no login is a non-interactive shell. So like the same way here, FTP user having FTP comments, then home directory where FTP pub. Pub means it's not yesterday pub. Okay. So this is a directory. Okay. So has been no login shell. So clear. So where FTP pub. So pub is a directory for FTP, home directory. Has been no login shell is a non-interactive shell. Guys, if we having has been no login, you are unable to log in. You are unable to log in. Right. Right. So let's see here. I hope you're clear about system users, right? Then normal user. Normal user, you know very well about normal users, right? Student, you can create any user account, okay? If you want, you can give your name also, it's not a problem, okay? Student is a user. It's a normal user. X indicates the password properties of student. Then 1 to, sorry, not 1, 500, right? It will end with 449. Sorry, 499, not 449. We need to start from 500, right? So 500 to 60,000. RHEL 6 and below versions. Okay. For example, we are trying to creating one more user. Okay. U1, Raju, Rani, Mantri, whatever, if you want to can create, right? So clear. So now coming to RHEL 7.0 onwards, normal users, it will start from 1000. By default, 1000 to 60,000, 7.0 as well as in 8.0 version. Because it will end with 999, right? System users in 7.0. Then we need to start from 1000. Guys, if you are unable to understand, please ask me. If you're feeling I'm teaching fast, you can interrupt me. Okay. So every day I'm saying, okay. So clear. This is a very, very important chapter. 1000 to 60,000 and RHEL 7 and above versions, 7.0, 8.0, 9.0 versions having, right? Next, 500 to same groups also, 500 to 60,000 in RHEL 6.0. Then here, 1000 to 60,000 in RHEL 7.0 as well as in 8.0. Right? I hope you got it, guys. Right? User IDs and group IDs. Next, comments, student. That's it now. Student user having the command called student. So this is a command. Okay. And what is the home directory of student user? Very good. /home /student. Then as bin bash. So login shell. So what is the home directory of U1 user? /home /U1. Then bin bash. I hope you got it, guys. Clear? Those are all the users properties. Now you need to get one doubt. Sir, you are saying user properties, it's okay. From where we need to get those all the properties? Anakalan Rao gada. Salo. Huh? Right? You are not going to get like this doubts, right? I know. Huh? So from where we need to get those all the properties? Those all local user properties. Command by default we doesn't have, only student user only will have. I didn't forget, okay? I know. So if you try to creating U1 user account, by default we won't get the comment. Okay. So excuse me, guys. Okay. Christopher, wantedly I didn't mention there. If you try to creating new user, we doesn't have the command by default. While you are installing the operating system at the time, if you create the user, you'll have the command. Student user having the command. I'll show you practically. Don't worry, Christopher. Right. So from where we need to get those all the properties? Huh? Yes, guys. So let's see here. In etc password. /etc/password. slash etc slash password is a file. This is local user properties. etc password contain local user properties. If you create the user account into your operating system, those all the user properties where it will be available inside the etc password file. Inside the etc password file. Simple. etc password contain local user properties. Now, if you assign the password for user account, then from where we need to get those all the properties? Those all the properties it will store into X. If you are assigning the password for U1 user account, if you assign the password for student user account, student user password properties from where we need to get? From X. So this X, it's linked to etc shadow. etc shadow is a file. It contains local user password properties. Right, guys? So etc shadow contain local user password properties. etc password contain password properties, sorry, user properties, local user properties. etc password contain local user properties. For example, if you're creating one user account, the user details we are going to find from the etc password file. If you assign the password for the particular user, those password properties we are going to get from etc shadow. Clear? Yes, no? So I hope you're clear, guys. If you're having any doubts, any questions as of now, please. Online and offline both. Yes, guys. If you're having any doubts, any questions as of now. Clear? No doubts. Very good. System user to access the services, we are going to use system user Praveen Kumar. Not etc. Password contain. etc is a folder. etc is a directory. Mr. Syed, go through that file system hierarchy video, then you can able to understand. You can call, no issues. Vijay Kumar. User properties, user metadata, whatever if you want, you can call. Right? Okay. Right. So now, can we able to modify those fields according to our requirement? Can we able to rename the user? Maybe we have already one user. We need to change the username. Can we? We can. How means? You created one user. आपका नाम आप चेंज कर सकते हो नहीं है पसंद नहीं है आपका नाम अभी चेंज कर सकते हाँ वही कर रहे हैं अभी यहाँ पे यूजर मीन्स वन ह्यूमन ओके यू आर ह्यूमन योर नेम वही कर सकते हैं ना आप अपना नाम पसंद नहीं है खुद बदल सकते हो ना राइट यस नो डोंट चेंज योर नेम ओके सो क्लियर गाइस hyphen L is option. Hyphen L is an option, right? To rename the user. Right. Then with this hyphen L, to whom we need to use? User added to user mode. User mode we should use because it's an existing user. We are trying to modifying the properties for existing user. Then we should use always user mode, right? If you doesn't have the user, to whom you are going to rename? Yes, no. If we having the user, then only we can able to rename. Okay. You should not provide the gap in between user and mode. Total one word, user mode. Okay. So hyphen small l. Make a note to rename the user. Hyphen small l to rename the user. Hyphen u to change the group ID. Sorry, user ID, guys, not group ID. You write to change the user ID. According to our requirement, we can able to modify the user ID. If you want, you can use this hyphen u option with user add as well as user mode. While you are trying to creating the new user account, at the time, if you want, you can modify the user ID. Maybe if it is an existing user, for them also we can able to modify. So hyphen u is an option to change the group, user ID. Right? Hyphen g is an option to change the group ID. Right? Hyphen c to change the commands, to modify the commands. Guys, it's a very easy. Just you need to remember hyphen small l, that is enough. And user ID is capital letters, first letter U. GID first letter G. Comments first letter C. Simple, right? Yes, no. So to change the G means group ID. Syed. Syed, I hope you're using laptop, right? Syed Jamaluddin. Do you have headphones? You're sitting in front of the laptop? Yes, no? Right, very good. Right. So hyphen D and hyphen M to change the home directory or to modify the home directory. To change the home directory or to modify the home directory. Right? D means directory, guys. M means modification. Simple. Right? Hyphen S to change the shell environment. Hyphen S to change the shell environment. Small l to rename the user. Small u hyphen small u to change the user ID. Hyphen small g to change the group ID. Hyphen small c to change the commands. Hyphen d and hyphen m, small m and small d. So hyphen small d and hyphen small m to modify the home directory. Hyphen s to change the shell environment. Simple. Shell first letter S. Hyphen s. Clear? Next. Hyphen capital L to lock the user. Hyphen capital U to unlock the user. That's it, guys. Got it? So if you want, you can make a note. Those all the documents, it's available in Google Drive link. No need to bother. What I'm trying to making those all the documents. Okay. Right. Can we do practically? So how to create the users, how we need to manage the user properties and everything we'll do practically now. Okay. So in user management theory, if you having any doubts, any questions, please. Yes, guys. Right. right? Let's see. -G for change the group ID. It is correct. Yes, correct only. Shiva. Okay. Right. Okay, guys. Right. So let's see, guys, here. Better to log in as a root user because you are unable to execute those all the commands with the help of normal user. So we need to log in as a root user, right? Then tail or otherwise use less command. Okay. etc password is a file. See, guys. So before I'm asking how it is looking, in the sense it's a clumsy, we are unable to understand. Now you can able to understand. Okay. So in etc password, what type of content will have? First field, username. Guys, those all the fields, it will separated with the help of colon, guys. See here. Okay. So X indicates the password properties. 0 is a UID. 0 is a GID. Root is a command. /ROOT is a home directory. Ben bash is a shell environment. Right? So Ben, it's a system user. So if you observe, you doesn't have the bin bash, you'll have has been no login shell. It's a non-interactive shell. We are unable to log in with the help of those system user. So we are unable to execute the su command with the help of those users. We are unable to log in. Only root because it having bin bash. So clear. Go a little bit down. See SSH. If it doesn't have Apache, we need to install the HTTP. Then only we'll get the Apache. We'll have SSHD, right? We'll have NTP, right? RPC, right? So those all system users. Cronny is a system user, right? So those all system users. Student is a normal user. X indicates the password properties of student. 1000 is a UID. That's it now. RHEL 7.0 we are using. Normal user, it will start from 1000. And groups also 1000. Then command student. Then home, student is a home directory. So bin bash is a shell environment, interactive shell. So guys, now I hope you're clear about etc password file details, right? How to create the user? New user. Very good. User add is a command. For example, we are trying to creating one user called U1. U1 is a user. Then we need to know the properties of U1. How? From where we need to get the properties of U1? Huh? etc password. That's it. Now local user properties will have inside the etc password, right? Guys, if you're creating the user account, new user related properties, it will append into the etc password file. Appending means it will add into the end of the line. So last 10 lines is enough, right? There we are going to use tail command. Got it, guys? Tail space etc password. Last 10 lines it will print. Instead of printing all the file content, last 10 lines is enough, right? So if you use less command, we are going to get the entire content of your file. So if you're creating the user account, it will append into the etc password file. So last 10 lines is enough, right? Tail command you can use. So U1 user account, it got created. X indicates the password properties of U1. 1001 is a UID because 1000 is a UID for student. Then sequence orders, sequence numbers, it is going to assign 1001, 1000, 2000, 3004, like this, 60,000 users we can create by default. So 1001 is a group ID. We doesn't have command C. Blank field will have. By default, we won't get the command. We need to assign while we are trying to creating the user account at the time. So slash home U1 is a home directory for U1. So bin bash, it's an interactive shell. Got it, guys? I hope you're clear. Right. Now we are trying to creating. This is one way. And we have one more way. Long back, I have given one information to you peoples to know the user identification numbers and group identification numbers. How? Which command we need to use to know the user identification number and group identification number? शिवा, रामायण सब सुन के आप ऐसा नहीं पूछना यार. अभी तक क्या बोला? 0 to 60,000, right? Then how it will become first user? Huh? Already we have student user, normal user, right? Then we created U1. Then it will become first user. Huh? Shiva. I don't know what you understand. I really. Guys, what about remaining peoples? Huh? I hope you're clear, right? And so for 1 hour I am teaching this. Then you are asking same question. I am unable to understand. आपका सोच समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. हाँ? So we discussed 1000 to 60,000 normal users, right? Then 1001 first user कहां से होएगा यार? This is 1001 means 1001 user only. UID is a 1001, right? So first user always root in our operating system. So we have few system users. The user IDs and group IDs is got reserved for system user 0 to 999. Normal user will start from 1000. Already student user will have. Okay. If you go to normal user, student is the first user, right? Then how U1 it will become? Guys, please focus on it. What I'm trying to teaching. And do you have like this doubts? Yes, guys. What about remaining people? Right? We doesn't have 1000 users, man. 1000 user ID. Normal user, it will start from 1000. System user, it will start from 1. 1 to 499 in RHCL 6.0. An older version. And coming to 7.0, 1 to 999, it got reserved. If you're installing any service, 1 to 999 in between, it is going to assign one group ID on user ID. Then if you're creating the new user account, it will start from 1000. Already we have one user called student. Now we created one more user called U1. So because of that reason, by default, it is going to assign 1001. How it will become first user? So clear? So जब पढ़ा रहा हूं उस टाइम पे सुनो यार, ये नहीं है तो ऐसे ही डाउट्स रहते हैं आपको. What I am trying to teaching, focus on it. Clear? Right. So let's see here. U1 user account, it got created. Now we are trying to creating one more user add, but we are trying to modifying the properties according to our requirement. Got it, guys? So for example, U2 user account, right? So U2 is a user. We are trying to creating the U2 user according to our requirement. We are trying to modifying the properties while we are trying to creating the user account at the time. Okay. So user add space U2 hyphen U. Usually we'll get the 1002, right? That's it, na? Now we got 1001 for U1, right? Then U2 always we are going to get by default 1002, but I need 2002. Got it, guys? We are trying to modifying as a 2002 for U2 as a user ID. Hyphen small g. Don't give small g now at present. What I said, if you are trying to creating one user account, automatically group also it will create. About hyphen small g, we'll discuss tomorrow, not now. If you're providing hyphen small g, you are going to get error. You should have the group, then only we need to provide the group ID. At present, we didn't discuss about group management, right? We doesn't have any groups. Leave about hyphen g. Automatically, it will create the group ID, right? Hyphen c, we are trying to providing the commands called HR. I hope you got it, guys. Hyphen c is a command called HR. We are trying to providing commands. Hyphen D is an option to modify the home directory. By default, what kind of home directory will get for U2? /home/U2, right? But I doesn't need /home/U2. I need some different directory. So /home/dir1, right? Usually we'll get /home/U2 is a home directory, but we are trying to modifying /home/dir1, right? Then hyphen S to modify the shell environment. We are trying to, by default, we'll get bin bash, guys, but we are trying to providing non-interactive shell. This is very, very important question. So in interview or otherwise in exam, they will ask, create one user, then change the shell environment as a non-interactive shell. This is a question. Okay. So has been no login shell. Then hit enter. Right. How to know the user identification numbers and group identification number? Which command we need to use? ID is a command. Long back we discussed while we are discussing about basic commands. ID U1, ID U2. Got it? So whether the user it got created or not, how we need to verify? With the help of ID command also we can able to verify. ID U3, what will happen? No such a user. I hope you got it, guys. Right? So we need to know the detailed information about U2. How? Tail/etc password. Then hit enter. Then U2 is a user ID. Sorry, U2 is a username, not user ID. U2 is a username. X indicates the password properties of U2. 2002 is a UID. 2002 is a group ID. HR is a command. Then home dir1 is a home directory. Has-been no login shell is a shell environment. Got it, guys? While you're trying to creating the user account, along with the user, we can able to modify the properties according to our requirement. Clear? So how to log in from root user to U1? How we need to log in from root to U1, guys? SU hyphen U1, that's it, na? Right? Exit, we are back to root. Then SU U2. Can we able to log in? Yes. What happened? This account is currently not available. Why? What happened? Very good, Praveen. We doesn't have the login shell. We'll have non-interactive shell, right? Has been no login. What I said, if you having has been no login, you are unable to log in. System users by default, that doesn't have the interactive shell. It having the non-interactive shell. Then we need to log in with U2. Then what we should do? So how we need to modify the login shell? Super. Right? User mod. कल से यहाँ पे ही बैठो आप. Right? User mod. And then what we need to do? Which option we need to use to modify the shell environment? Hyphen S. Very good. Then bin bash. Then to whom we need to modify? That's it. Simple. I hope you got it, guys. So user mod hyphen small s shell. Then bin bash is a login shell to whom we are trying to providing the shell environment for U2 user account. Then tail slash etc passer. See guys here. So before we'll have has been no login. Now it became bin bash. Clear? Then can we able to log in now? SU hyphen we can. Let's check the PWD. It's showing home dir1. Now I need to modify the home directory. Then while you are trying to creating the user account, you need to modify you need to change the home directory. Hyphen small d is enough. Before we provide the hyphen small d, then we modify the home directory. U2 is an existing user, right? Yes, no. We need to modify the home directory for existing user. Exit from U2, then user mod hyphen, very good, M and D. Modification directory. Don't give DM. Option बताने के लिए लिखा मैडम. Right. So for providing the information, I have given hyphen D comma hyphen M. Comma use किया था ना मैं. Right. I used comma in between hyphen D and hyphen M. So but here we should provide hyphen M hyphen D. Don't give comma here. Okay. Hyphen M means modification. Hyphen D means home directory, right? Then I need home U1 again. Actually, we'll have home dir1, right? I need home U2, right? I think U2, right? U2 is a home username. So home U2 to whom? For U2. User mod is a command hyphen small m and hyphen D space you should provide, or otherwise hyphen MD you can give directly. Space slash home slash U2 to whom? U2. Actually, we'll have home dir1. Now we are trying to renaming this directory as a home U2. Then tail slash etc passer. See guys here. Got it? Clear? Slash home slash U2. Try to log in. while you are trying to creating the user, at the time you need to modify the home directory instance. Just you can use -d is enough. If it is an existing user, we should use both the options -m and d. Clear? Already you know how to change the user ID. -u is the option. Now how to rename? How to rename the user? ఏంటి ఓవర్ఫ్లో అవుతుందా? I hope you're clear, right? Yes, guys. Online, offline and online both. I hope you all understand how we need to modify the home directory. Clear? Now we are trying to renaming the user. How to rename? User mod hyphen small l. Right? First new name, then old name. Usually we need to provide the old name and new name, right? But here new name and old name. For example, new name is test user. Old name is U2. We are renaming U2 as a test user now. Got it, guys? User mod space hyphen small l, then test user space U2. We are renaming U2 as a test user. Clear? Then hit enter. Then let's verify tail/etc password. See, guys, here test user. Then which login name we need to use? U2 if you're using, you're going to get error. Which username we should use now? Test username. But if you check the PW, will have the home U2. Then how we need to modify this? Yes. We are going to rename only username. So it won't modify the home directory. We need to modify the home directory again manually. How we need to modify the home directory for existing user? User mod hyphen md. If you want to can give like this also, it's not a problem. If you want to can give like this also, it's not a problem. Right? Home test user. Home test user. Then test user. That's it. Simple, guys. User mod hyphen md. Then home directory. To whom we need to provide this home directory? To a particular username. Got it? Yes, no? Right. So let's verify tail/etc. su hyphen test user. Clear? So I hope you're clear how we need to modify the each and every field using user mod command as well as user add command, right? Clear? Yes, no? Right. Next option, lock and unlock. Almost we completed everything. Hyphen l hyphen u hyphen g will discuss tomorrow, not now. I'm coming, Mr. Praveen Kumar. As of now, if you're having any doubts, any questions, you can ask me. I'll tell you how to assign the password. Okay? So clear? Yes, guys, if you're having any doubts, any questions, please. So clear? Yes, no? Right. Next, how to assign the password Praveen Kumar, he asked, now we are going to discuss, right? So password is a command. Then U1 is a username. Let's see, I'm not assigning any password. Guys, if you want, you can switch root user to any user without any password. Root have the full access. Root user, he can able to switch from root user to any user account. Root hyphen U1. Can we? We can. No need to provide any password. Exit. We are back to root. Then again exit. Then we are back to student user. Now we are trying to switch from student user to U1 user. Got it? It will ask the password. Without password, we are unable to log in. Without password, if you are trying to switch from any user, normal user to any user, we need to provide the password. So we didn't assign the password for U1. How we can able to log in? It's not possible. Then we need to assign the password, right? Control C to kill. Login as a root. Password is a command. U1 is a username. Got it? Password space U1. Right? Then you can provide the password. Right? So password successfully it got applied. It got assigned. Password all authentication tokens updated successfully. Clear? Then exit. Then back to student. Right? Back to student. Try to log in as a U1. Got it? We can. It will ask the password. We need to provide the password. ఏంటి డౌటా చెప్పండి చెప్తా ఓకేనా రైట్ సో క్లియర్ సో I hope you're clear guys how we need to assign the password for users right yes no Bharat ఏం డౌట్ right so clear then how to log the users we'll see now right better to log in as a root user mod hyphen capital L hyphen capital L is an option then provide U1 user account it got locked even if you log the user root user he have the permission he can able to log in guys exit back to normal user student we are trying to log in from student user to U1 we are providing password it got locked authentication failed even if you provide the proper password like correct password also you're going to get like this error because U1 it's locked now you need to get one doubt sir how we can able to identify whether it is locked or not yes no let's see here login as a root user password hyphen capital S S means status LK means locked password locked excuse me guys Here, guys. Right? LK means lock. It got locked. So how to unlock? అదొక్కడ బాగా అర్థమైంది అనుకుంటా కదా. Only that particular option you can able to understand very clearly. Huh? So user mod hyphen capital U U1. It got unlocked. PS means password set. This is the algorithm, guys. SHA-512 crypt algorithm. With the help of this algorithm, we are assigning the password, right? Clear? I hope you got it. Very good, Shiva. Then exit. Try to log in from student user to U1. We can see it's saying like one error. Before it got locked, right? One login attempt, it's failed like this. It is showing one error. So I hope you're clear, guys. How to log the user and then how to unlock the user. Clear? What is time now? Either tape in, huh? Right. Guys, if you're having any doubts, any questions, please. As of now. Otherwise, I will start one more concept call. Right. Guys, online and offline. If you're having any doubts, any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'm going to start one more chapter for 10 minutes. User add is a command to create a user. Right? If you want, you can use -u option, -c option, -s option, -d option. So to change the user ID, -u. To change the shell enrollment, -s. To change the home directory, -d. To assign the comments, -c. No, it's not possible with the help of user add command. Very good, Praveen Kumar. We are unable to create the multiple users with the help of user add command. So we need to use some different methods. Instead of doing that method, better to write script. While we are discussing about scripting, at the time I will teach you how we need to create the multiple users. Don't worry. So if you're providing correct password, why it is going to fail? If you log the user, then it is going to fail. Sampath, ask to administrator. Okay. Right. We have the one more command, guys. User del. So we know how to create the user, how we need to modify the properties of user. We should know how to delete the user also, right? So tail /etc password. We have two users, U1 and test, right? Now we are trying to deleting user called U1. Now U1 user, it got deleted, guys. Okay. So tail /etc password. U1 user doesn't have, it got deleted, right? But U1 user, it will delete, but it won't delete the home directories of U1. Go to home, check the list. U1 user home directory will have, see. Right. If you're using user del command, only it will delete the user. Will have few properties related to user, right? So we need to delete this home directory manually. rm-rf u1. But our intention is we need to delete the user along with the home directory. I hope you got it, guys. User del is a command, -r is an option. Recursively, then test user, we are trying to deleting. The test user, it got deleted. Then let's verify the properties of test user. See guys, we doesn't have the test user, and check the list. You doesn't have the test user home directory also. You need to delete the user, only user del. You need to delete the user along with the properties, all the properties like test, like for example, home directory. You need to add -r option. User del, only one option we'll have for user del, that is -r, that's it. -r means recursively. Clear? Got it? Yes, no? Yes, guys. If you're having any doubts, any questions, please. 10 more minutes we'll have. Only 10 minutes. Then we'll do password properties of user. Can we? Huh? Yes, guys. Can we do password properties of user? Tell me, guys. I'm looking very smart. Okay, thank you. Right. You have one small doubt, Shiva. If you're creating A1 user account in normal, is possible to see. Not now. I'll teach you day after tomorrow. Okay. How we need to provide the sudo access for normal user, not now. Okay. Yes. So if you're saying smart also, I'm going to continue the session. Sayyid Jamaluddin. Yeah, welcome, Shiva. Yes, guys. If you're having any doubts, any questions, please. Akhil, thank you. Welcome, Akhil. Send. Okay. Already I have given the document to you people. I'll share the document in classroom. Don't worry. Google Classroom. Don't worry. Okay. So in this link, you will have those all the documents. What I have created now, like this document you'll have. Don't worry. Right. So I shared into chart box. You can copy from the chart box. Okay. Mr. Praveen. So first of all, try to learn how to create the user first. Then we'll see about permissions. Okay. Christopher, no man, at present I'm teaching only AWS, not DevOps. Very soon you're going to get the information. Don't worry. Okay. So management, they will inform you what kind of like subjects I'm going to teach. Okay. Christopher, right? Yes, guys. I hope you're clear. Oh, thank you, Arif. So we'll see. Not now. Management, they will inform you. Don't worry. Okay. At present, I'm teaching only Linux and AWS. That's it. Okay. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye. Take care.